So hello everyone. This video is from our exclusive interview series with successful business analysts. I'm Rashmi, your host from Techcanvass for today's session. Techcanvass is an edtech organization providing several business analysis certifications. Techcanvass is an endorsed education provider for IIBA, Canada. IIBA stands for International Institute for Business Analysis, one of the leading organizations in the domain. So, the intention of this interview is to bring out stories of successful business analysts so it inspires aspirants who are on their same BA journey. And today we have invited Chandrasekhar. He has recently cracked IIBA ECBA Certification examination. So, congratulations, Chandrasekhar, and welcome to the session.
Yeah, thanks, Rashmi. It was good training, and as like the introduction that I've given about Techcanvass is on point. So I'm happy to be here by clearing the examination in my very first attempt. Speaking of which, I would like to say I was a bit skeptical. I wasn't sure if I've taken up the right course or if I have opted for the right endorsed partner. But things were smooth. Everything was like a green flag for me. So it was quite simple for me to learn it along with my work time as well, because I'm a working professional for having an experience of 6 years. So I've been part of the technical side, the support side, and recently with one of the cosmetics company, I've been like given the role of a business analyst, but I have no clue about like what they expect out of me. So that actually made me like to opt for this particular examination and the course. So speaking of that, I would say Techcanvass has really given me the best insight, like on what is business analyst, and it also gave me a clear understanding that it's not only for working professional, but anyone who's like planning to pursue in a functional line as part of the career.
All right, all right. So yeah, actually you covered my first question itself. I wanted to you to introduce yourself to the audience, which half of the thing you have already covered. Can you just tell to the audience, what exactly you are into now, and before ECBA, attempting the ECBA exam, what were you into you earlier?
So since I said it's only 6 years of my working experience, it's very less in comparison to other, I would say, like more experienced people, because people usually get into a functional line only after 10 years or 12 years because the experience speaks for them. But for people like me, or even for the freshers who are still having the dreams of pursuing this functional line from the very starting, because few can, it's not like functional and technical. It's like two lines in any industry, right? It's not only in IT. I can even go to automobiles or any other. I would even say like the renewable energy is a new field that's coming into this country. So there, I have seen a lot of scope for business analysts rather than being in part of a technical field. So I was into technical for 5 years. The last 1.5 years has been like a huge turnaround for me. Like the job I was doing is like closer to the stakeholders. I speak to them. I've even spoken to the customers directly to get the idea and do a lot of techniques like understanding their access model and then defining a to be. And I've got a lot of appreciations on how I have managed these things. But end of the day, when I speak to an experienced person, they do use terms like, are you like ready for RFP? Or are you ready? Like, do you get this? Like, how have you evaluated this particular?
The BA jargons, basically.
Exactly.
The BA jargons, basically, right?
Yes. So I have not known these words, or to put it in simple words, I don't even know any of the business analyst glossary. So all these were like very new to me, and I started kind of exploring a lot of these words, and I later on came to an understanding like all of these are part of like business analysis. So because there was even another confusion for me when I was taking up this. Like I had a huge confusion on should I take up business analysis or should I go for business analytics? Because these two are completely different. Yes. Right. So the analytics, maybe for the audience, like because most of them would have this question. So analytics is definitely for something if you want to play around with data, but not on setting up a model. Whereas business analysis is like you set up a model, but you don't worry about the data. Data is just one part of your work. So for me, it was the latter part, and that's the reason I chose ECBA. Gave up the exam. I mean, I gave this exam. I did not give up on exam. Sorry. So I gave this exam, and that had actually given me more knowledge on how I can present what my visual representation is. So I have visual representation, but I was lacking this um, the business way of presenting it to a larger audience. So
Yeah.
this particular course had actually helped me to do that.
Yeah, so it provided you more clarity on what business analysis, what is expected out of you as a business analyst.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So when did you give this exam?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you there.
This ECBA exam, when did you give this?
Uh, okay, I really do not remember because this was like a sudden decision I took because there was a lot of changes within my company. So that's the free time I got, and I just prepared completely like continuously for 3 days or 4 days because the rest other days it's like I have only 1 hour or couple of hours to prepare. And I think sometime in October I had given this.
Mm-hmm.
So October or maybe end of or starting of October. I'm not sure on the certification date. It's been a while, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, my um, complete time that I spent for preparation, to be frank, was only like 4 days.
Oh, that's great.
And yes, like because the others I do not count it as preparations because why I'm saying it is it's like I have my work till 6 or it also gets extended till 8 or 9 in the night because of this work from home. We really do not have a fixed time frame nowadays.
Right.
So to differentiate and get a time out of it, it was only a couple of hours or maximum an hour. And this exam I just prepared only for 4 or 5 days. And in all these 4 or 5 days, to be frank, I did not touch the this webog guide at all. So the
Okay.
webog guide I prepared only during my off working hours. Like whenever I had a free time, I just take up a chapter. I read it like a story. Like I don't make notes or I don't go by this is the textbook answer. Like if they ask something, let's go with the textbook answer. And this preparation gave me a confidence on understanding what each headings in the webog guide are. But for in the means of preparation, I really did not refer the webog. I went on to Techcanvass. I took their classroom exams. I did few. I mean, there were two mandatory projects, and there is also an exam to get the Techcanvass certificate. So that only actually gave me the understanding that it's not a textbook exam, but it's more of an understanding what business analysis. So the basics of business analyst, I would say, and that's the reason I did it in this way. This was my way of preparation,
Mm-hmm.
and for 4 days I was keep on taking that. I think they were ECBA mock questions. So that
Mock test.
particular yes. So I was taking those for like continuously for 4 days, like in a repeated manner. I was taking to understand what are the differences, especially in two topics of requirement analysis and design analysis, and there is another one called as requirement lifecycle model. So these two people, I mean, at least me, I've got a lot of confusion on this. I cannot say what is coming under which heading. But
Mm-hmm.
after taking the test, yes, I got even the textbook insight of okay, these are some techniques under this particular category. But yes, Webov guide is like a long term. I would say that's not a guide for just for exam. It's something like I would say like a Bible. You need to just keep it aside. Like if you have anything, you have a doubt, just get into it.
Pay
Search
for
for the
it.
keyword. Yes, but for exam, yeah, it is helpful. But I wouldn't say that's the only material for helping you to clear the exam.
All right. So Tech Canvas is glad that we were of help to you and you like the questions, you like the questionnaire. So coming to the next question, Chandrasekhar, um, this is very actually important. Um, how has your life changed after this ECBA certification? Your towards your perspective towards the work or people perspective towards you, has it changed?
Definitely, I would say that now they're like more confused. Like they don't know to give me a position to be frank in the company. So it's because I'm just 6 years experience, and they are they are recruiting business analysts, but their background, like whoever they are recruiting, it's completely on a management side they would have done. It's not like someone who has done a BTech
Mhm.
and some master's program in another technical firm and then coming on to functional side. So they are completely looking for a functional side. But this one particular qualification has actually opened the doors for me, at least in my organization, for getting into multiple projects. Like before, I was into just one project. So it uh, like my full 9 hours for a project. But now it's not that. That's not the case. It's like being at least 2 3 projects I do it, and at the same time I'm also able to get a lot of freelancing requests from and other companies as well. So this has kept me occupied, and just that ECBA is not the only thing you need as part of business analyst course or progress. You need to progress and start doing CCBA, and you have even higher certifications to be done. So this is just the basics, I would say, but it has kept me occupied, or at least I would say it made sure I got rid of the technical coding, because I was like a what to say, like workaholic coder at one point of time, but I kind of gave up since I got frustrated, and I want to move to something where I can showcase my creativity. So that's the function. I just chose functional as my field to showcase my creativity, and this is just like I would say cherry on top of a cake. Like it gave me better ways of presenting my visualization.
So basically, you feel that it has expanded your limitations. Earlier, you were only
Yes.
into coding, and now it's more on the coding as well as, of course, the creativity side of the analysis.
Yes, it's kind of a techno-functional role that they are
Techno
giving to me
function,
now. So it's better that I've moved to even other scope of in multiple projects.
and you are getting lots of visibility as well. People are approaching you
Yes,
for that.
yes,
Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. So, last question, very important question again. Any specific tips and tricks you want to give to the aspirants for ECBA exam?
tips and tricks. Yes, I would definitely like to give it. I mean, I am in touch with few other of my batchmates or even who have just taken up this course at Techcanvass. Like they have reached out to me, um, like asking how I had cleared, and especially how important is the Techcanvass mock papers or mock questions are. So I have given them a lot of clarity. Like at least in a week, 2 or 3 calls I have with different batchmates or different batch members as part of Techcanvass. Like definitely, I'm not here to say that people do reach out only to someone who have cleared. They will try their level best. They always the best person to reach out for any clarity or understanding is Abhishek for sure. So apart from that, like when it comes to clearance, right? I would like to say people should not believe that okay, this is also another certification, you can have dumps for this exam. So it's not such type of an exam. It is solely like on you need to understand the basics, get the understanding of what the box is, and then start taking up the exam. So you do not need to have like day in and night out like studying for this exam. It's a very easy exam. They can easily clear it, because why I'm saying is, yeah, I cleared in 5 days of preparation because I had the hands-on experience, but I don't know the terms. But for people who are like freshers, maybe another 5 days, I would say. They don't need more than 2 weeks to prepare for this exam. Um, Given the materials are already available and the mock questions are available, all they need to do is like maybe just uh, completely concentrate on this. They'll be able to clear it. If they have a lot of things occupied with other things or a lot of distractions, it's going to take a bit more time, but they can still clear it.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful insight on so many things, so many aspects you mentioned here, Chandrasekhar. Thanks a lot. It was wonderful session, Chandrasekhar. Thanks for taking out time to share your experience. And Tech Canvas team wishes you a very bright and successful career ahead. Thanks a
Sure,
lot.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rashmi, and welcome. And as in, I would thank you also for taking out your time during this peak hours of time on a birthday. So that's completely fine, and I'm looking forward to do more courses with Tech Canvas. I think maybe I need to start enrolling myself for the CCBA one. Since I already have the work experience as per the rules, I don't need to wait for it. So yes, as I said, I hope people don't stop at ECBA. They need to start progressing and doing CCBA, and then maybe going into analytics to know more about the data insights.
Wonderful. Yes.